I think it's hard for us to sometimes remember that happiness is more often than not a state rather than an actual sort of lifestyle, or kind of permanent sort of feeling. It's a state, and it's a state because of the hedonic treadmill, the fact that we appear to have some sort of baseline happiness. So it doesn't matter if, I mean, they've done studies with people that won the lottery.
Yeah, I was just about to use that as an example.
No, people that won the lottery and people that ended up with kind of traumatic leg injuries where they couldn't walk again. And both individuals ended up, I mean, the people that weren't able to walk again initially were incredibly distraught and sad, and the people that won the lottery were extremely happy in the beginning. But within, I think, 4 or 5 years, their baseline happiness was pretty much the same. They weren't any happier or sadder.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad in the way that it makes you go, well, there's no goal I'll achieve that'll make me happy permanently.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of a good thing in a way, because it makes you realize that your psychology is very adaptive. That, you know, a lot of bad things can happen, but it actually won't be as bad as you might think it will be. A lot of it's the worrying.
Yeah, that's true. I've never thought of it like that. I've always just thought of the first part of what you said, how it feels like there's nothing we could ever achieve to reach what we want. But then I never looked at it that way. Like, you can also recover from super traumatic things because of whatever that, or neuroplasticity or whatever it is. That's super interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
but,
and you bring up a good point with the jumping, or like the flipping and the, you know, like all of the stuff you like really like doing for the sake of it, because a lot of psychological research points to the idea that happiness is a state, like we've established.
Yeah.
But if you pursue meaningful goals, and by meaningful goals, it usually revolves something. I don't know if you've heard of flow psychology, but the sort of idea that you need to find something that is both matched in challenge and skill, so that you're kind of focused and it's like fulfilling in itself, and there's temporal change. That if you kind of find goals like that, like learning to play chess, learning a language, doing gymnastics, something that's actually fulfilling, not because you're doing it in order to get something. It's what they call autotelic. It's meaningful in itself.
Gotcha.
As a side effect, not only do people usually experience more meaning, but as a side effect, they usually experience what they call hedonic benefits, which is kind of happiness or enhanced subjective well-being. And that's it seems to be the best sort of life you could live, just based off of these studies, is one where you're pursuing meaningful goals, and as a side effect, sometimes you achieve states of happiness, but you shouldn't expect this happiness to be, you know, static.